What's up, guys? No one here. Been a while. Been busy. Been streaming a lot. Been doing a lot of things. So I'm not dead yet, at least on the outside. And my voice is a little bit hoarse, so it's probably going to crack at some point today. In fact, it almost just cracked right there. So you guys will have a good laugh at that. Apologies for any of that shenanigans. However, this cannot be ignored any longer. Nikita came out the other day and said there will be one more wipe before release. Now, one thing that I really wanted to do that I did not find the time to be able to make a video on was the fact that I did not think there was going to be another wipe before release because the math doesn't math. The timing did not work out. Where in this roadmap would you have had a wipe if they expected to release when they wanted to release? Obviously, we are in the middle, towards the end now of June. Lots of stuff coming out over here, and you know, in fact, I actually don't even know if that came out yet. I don't actually know, is it even in 16.7? I don't know. I'll put it on the screen if it is, because I've got other stuff going on, covering other games, other channels, doing other stuff. But we do have another patch for July, and we had another patch for August, and then at some point after August, but before January of next year, they were going to release Escape from Tarkov. So if we were going into June at the time that I wanted to make this video, was around May, when was that going to happen? Especially when they've got these in-game events, large-scale in-game event. Obviously, BSG would want us to have gear for those large-scale in-game events. Guys, the math isn't mathing. It's not. In order to have release at the end of the year, I don't know exactly what they plan to do here. The speculation charts are insane, or the concepts of where this could go are insane. But when you really think about it, if they are going to have an in-game event, they're going to want us to have gear for that event, right? They're going to want us to have gear. They're going to want us to be ready to be able to take part in the event. So that there's one with the cult symbol next to it in July. And then there is a quote-unquote large-scale in-game event in August. So what exactly does that mean? And again, I'm assuming, and let me know if you guys think differently in this, they're going to want us to have gear in order to actually be able to enjoy and take part in that event. And then wipe after, presumably. But then how short is that wipe going to be if they are going to release this year? So that puts two major speculations forward, and we're going to talk about that today. One of which being, are they going to wipe with one of these events? Or are they delaying the release? Let's talk about it. But before that, let's talk about this game right here. There's an endless amount of content that you can enjoy at home or on the go, where you're able to advance quickly through campaigns, dungeons, clan bosses, and the arena. Both PvP and PvE content. Personally, I enjoy the mix and match RPG elements behind the heroes in PvE while I'm out of the house. Luckily for you, there has never been a better time to start playing Raid Shadow Legends, because right now you can get a huge head start with a legendary champion, Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. I wish that I had heroes like this when I started, and you can by using the promo code Monkey King. Sun Wukong can steal all buffs from all enemies before attacking them. He can block buffs on targets. He can even passively revive himself fully. His staff attack ignores 50% of the target's defense, which will also deal surplus damage to other enemies if that target is killed. If you haven't started playing yet, then what are you waiting for? Click my link in the description or scan my QR code to get anniversary bonuses available only via my link. You will immediately get a huge starter pack with an epic champion, Drake from the Lizardmen faction, and other useful things. You'll get another starter pack after reaching level 15 that includes an epic champion, Tagoar from the Orc faction. And again, just a reminder that you'll get the legendary champion Sun Wukong via the promo code Monkey King. These champions are available after downloading via my custom link or QR code only. If you go directly to the app stores or use any other link to download, you won't get these packages. So make sure to download using my link, then use the promo codes in game. In addition, both new and existing players can redeem 2 more promo codes with useful resources. Check those out in the description. So again, as I mentioned before, the math just ain't mathing. So if you think about it, they are going to obviously want us to enjoy these events. So they're going to want us to have gear. I'm assuming that means that these events will take place before a wipe. If, again, speculation part number 1 is if these events don't actually include a wipe. But then even that doesn't make sense. The math isn't mathing. What in these updates would justify wiping the game at that point? There's not really a whole lot, unless they somehow want to add in or secretly do a bunch of things that they meant to do at release on these patches, which I just don't see them doing because they want the release to do well. They want the release to be snappy, especially with, oh, I don't know, some competition around, perhaps. So if they want those events to do well, which they might not, they might just say, hey, no, it's interesting, you know, cap off the development. It's been a long time, you know, end it with a bang, perhaps, on, you know, the lore side of things now that we've seen what's in the labyrinth and whatnot. And if you don't know what's going on with that, check out my most recent video on Escape from Tarkov there with the labyrinth and, you know, quote unquote, the nuke/EMP is real if you guys need to catch up with that story. If anything's going to happen with that, to be honest, also, that's probably going to be in July because they have the cult symbol there. So if anything's going to happen, like with the nuke, it would be in July. So let's just kind of, again, let's try and make the math work here. If they are going to, let's say, wipe in July, we got August, September not even being on this roadmap, October, November, December. There's a little bit of traffic in the month of October, a little bit. And I understand that a lot of people are not going to be fans of Arc Raiders if you are major fans of Escape from Tarkov. They're pretty different games. However, the scratch that you itch with Tarkov is absolutely scratched with Arc Raiders. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to play a ton of it. I had other stuff going on. I actually genuinely forget when the last playtest what was going on around there, but I've had a lot of IRL stuff going on as well as building the other channels between Star Citizen and Broken Arrow and other things going on. So I didn't have that much time in there, but I did realize, and after talking to my friends about it on a recent trip for Gray Zone Warfare, Opera Drewski and Clean, they're just in love with this game. So I'm obviously going to be putting a lot of time in Arc Raiders eventually when that does come out. And so are a lot of other Escape from Tarkov players. So BSG, again, speculating here, BSG might have seen that as an issue. And to be honest, any real Escape from Tarkov fan, even if you just like it a bit, should also see that as an issue. Because you want to be able to enjoy a release. You want to be able to do the thing that we've been waiting these years for. And if you only really have like a month to do it, hell, maybe if you have like a few weeks to do it, is it really worth it? Is that actually going to be meaningful? Because when you think about it, I mean, everybody's going to have their own time, right? Everybody's going to take their own time to actually progress through a wipe and whatnot. But generally speaking, a wipe, like an actual enjoyment of a wipe for normal players, I would think is about the 2-month mark. So if a normal enjoyment of a wipe is around 2 months, I'm going to, again, this is, you know, Nolan math here for whatever that, however you can, you know, describe that or define that. Nolan math here. You should be able to really enjoy 2 months. You should be able to get 2 months of gameplay out of full release, at least. If that's what wipes do, and there's supposed to be so much more going on at release, so much more to do, so much more to figure out, the full story, things like that to progress through, you should be able to get 2 months out of it. If they ended up releasing in September or October, that was not going to be the case. They got some traffic, and it's going to be very close. So something tells me that that might be on BSG's mind as potential number one for potential, again, delay. However, they did not put a time frame here. They just put 2025. So, November, December. I don't remember ever wiping in November. It's just so close to December, and of course, they wipe in December pretty much every single year. Pretty much every single wipe for as far as I can remember, as long as I can remember. They love to wipe between the 12th to the, 26th, all that stuff. They've wiped all over the end of December. So, if that is full release, and it is going to be in 2025, where does that wipe fit in? Again, the math is not mathing. So if they want to full release in 2025, that is what they're working with. And even if they don't care about Arc Raiders, which I don't suggest they do, and this is just from a fan of gaming standpoint, I really would love to give Arc Raiders the proper respect, and I'm going to find a way to give Arc Raiders the proper respect it deserves. Now that another game has cleared the way, we won't even talk about that right now. I'm going to give Arc Raiders the respect that it deserves, 100%. But especially somebody in my position playing since, 2017 for this game, for Tarkov. That's going to be really, really weird to not give Tarkov its respect too. So it's a bit of a predicament here where, again, the math isn't mathing. So again, if they don't care about Arc Raiders, where is that wipe going to fit if they aren't delaying? Please elaborate. Please comment. Please give me your thoughts, because again, I don't know where that happens. So if they wipe in July, we've got August, September, October, and November. A solid 4-month wipe, which used to be very good. It used to be. Solid 4 months of wipe. You're good to go. There was a time in the past that was okay to then release in December, if they wanted to. If they don't care about Arc Raiders, they want to do their own thing. And it gives us plenty of time. July, August, September, 3 months, 1 more month before Arc Raiders. So we actually get another month is what I mean there. Sorry, I misspoke there. So going off of Nolan math from before, if we enjoy wipes in about 2 months. That's given us a 3rd month to be able to actually gear up, enjoy the wipe, potentially with something very interesting happening with this in-game event, potentially. And they do seem to be, I mean, they put this in everything. Of course they put it in everything, optimization-wise. They just wouldn't happen to be done with the interchange optimization and expansion if they ended up doing this. Now, the same can be said for this large-scale event as well. But the kicker here is the math still ain't mathing. If they want us to be able to enjoy the events is the key thing there. Because if they wipe with this event, we're going to need to gear up again. Are we going to actually be able to enjoy the event? Or are we going to be playing the game normally? Or is the wipe and what happens in it, since it is the last wipe of development for Escape from Tarkov, in and of itself, the event and worthy of this little unheard / what's actually supposed to be the cult symbol. It actually is the cult symbol in this in-game event. And, same thing goes for August. It's just 1 less month to be able to play before, there's a bit of traffic. So let me know what you guys think about that. That's what's been on my mind. And, I ended up actually being kind of lucky not talking about it, because I was like, when are they going to wipe? When are they supposed to wipe? I really did not think that they were going to wipe before full release. But still, the math ain't mathing unless there's something that we are completely out of the loop on, which is if one of these are the wipe. Assuming you guys come here for the crazy stuff, assuming you guys come here for the speculation, that's a big one. I'm not saying that's what they're going to do. It still doesn't seem like that's what they're going to do. But again, think about it. The math ain't mathing. So where is this all going to fit in here? Unless that is the case. Or this is going to be a 6. Or they're just going to, avoid the elephant in the room or the EMP in the room. And this will just kind of quietly turn into a 6. Let me know what you guys think. That's the topic for today. We've got lots of other stuff to talk about. It's not just Gray Zone Warfare, but for some reason or another, you guys fucking hated Gray Zone Warfare. I am being completely honest here. It's in a great state. If you like Escape from Tarkov and you like Arma, where, again, Nolan math here, it's about a 60-40 split. You like Arma about 60, you like Tarkov about 40. And you, especially if you already own Gray Zone, you really need to go check it out. It is in a great state. It is nowhere near done. They have a couple of years still, for sure, to put into it. Audio's in a weird state. The cops are in a weird state. But the way the game plays is fucking fantastic right now. So if you own it, put some time into it, especially where we got some time to kill right now. I'm telling you guys, if you own it, install it, go put some time into it. Key things here being if you are looking to do something, you don't have the hindrances that you had at launch anymore. You don't need to take the helicopters. You can respawn at the cops. You can rearm at the cops. If you don't want to do the starting town tasks, you can just go to a POI, and you'll get the tasks for that POI as you are walking up. It's a very different game, man. It looks fucking fantastic. They added the weather. That's really cool. And they're updating it a lot. In fact, I think they just pushed an update yesterday or today or something like that. So it's in a really good spot. I highly suggest you guys go check it out. However, you don't want to play it like Tarkov. Playing Tarkov and understanding Tarkov will help you a lot, for sure. But you want to play it like Arma. So if you're able to play Arma in a group, you'll do well. If you play Gray Zone like Tarkov, you might run into some issues, but generally speaking, you'll end up doing fine. So just completely honest here, guys. If you don't want to take my word for it, take the recent reviews on Steam for it, because that's solid. That's some great reviews right there. So, but mostly. So no, I wouldn't say great. It's mostly positive because it is. It genuinely is. They got a long way to go. They got some stuff they need to fix. Some stuff to address for sure in game, but it's in a really good spot. And we've got some other stuff that are coming up too, which I'm almost wondering if I want to cover Borderlands 4 on this channel. I don't think I do. I'm a massive Borderlands fan. I've played all of them significantly. And that's going to be coming up in an interesting time when there's other stuff going on as well. So I don't know if I'll find the time. I'm almost certain to just really hit Arc Raiders really hard on this channel. I'll have to figure out what's going on with that. That's one we're not going to need to worry about anymore. We'll see what's going on with that, if anything. Exoborn. I played a bit of it. It's okay. I've got some issues with it, but I really, really, really think it's going to get overshadowed by Arc. I really do. I bet if they're going to do something with that, they push that off. Because if they put this anywhere near Arc, it's going to get overshadowed for sure. If they put that anywhere near Arc. I think the gameplay is very similar. And personally, I don't go for the crazier stuff, like with the shields and the exosuits and stuff like that. Like, that was the first Call of Duty that came out. And I used to play all the Call of Duties, but, when I was younger. And I was like, what is this? I was like, the exosuits are like, this is insane. Like, I don't need this. So it's kind of like a cool middle ground that you get with Arc Raiders too. But not a huge third-person guy. I love the Division. I was able to really get into third-person combat and whatnot with the Division. And I seemed to like Arc, the games that I did get in. And all my friends who I, have the same thoughts about games or similar thoughts about most games really, really love this game. So I think we're going to be putting Arc up on the channel. We'll see about Exoborn, but we don't have a date for that one. Gray Zone. Again, you guys really fucking hate Gray Zone, so maybe I'm just going to give it some time for some reason and just let other people cover it, I guess. Maybe, because it's just you guys don't watch the Gray Zone stuff. So if you're not going to watch it, I won't post it. I'll just play it on my own time and stream it. Streams did great. Streams did fantastic for this game, but you guys do not want to watch videos about Gray Zone. Granted, I'm not posting on this channel, so maybe that's a part of it. Maybe just the YouTube robot doesn't like me right now. That's also a possibility. But anyway, we'll see how Arc does, and then potentially, maybe we put some Borderlands on here, perhaps. But what is going to be on here eventually, and anytime there's another playtest with it, is Beautiful Light. Beautiful Light is absolutely on that list of games that I'm watching as well. So stay tuned to that. And coincidentally, also one of those other games that my buddies are into pretty deep, and there's some cool story and some concepts around that. And this game in particular, actually, they do really want to focus PvP. So this might be more the Tarkov people's vibes, where a lot of people do want to go into the PvP. We'll just see about the other much larger elephant in the room that most of us still ignore, and yet we can't, cheaters. So if it's going to be PvP, obviously it's going to run into its issues with cheaters. We'll see how they handle that. Gray Zone's also having that issue as well at times. But they have the PvE side of things as well as Tarkov. Tarkov has its PvE, and we'll see what they end up doing there. But on that note, I am going to be creating a PvE account as well for Escape from Tarkov. I get stream sniped almost constantly. I would have at least 2 a day in Gray Zone when I was playing it on stream. I get them pretty regularly when I play my other games, Broken Arrow, which is on my other channel. So if you guys are RTS fans, you might be seeing the name out there. You might be seeing some of the people that you watch playing it. I have a second channel dedicated to RTS games, and Broken Arrow in general. That is the Autistic Armchair General. The name's very fitting. You guys could probably understand why. That's linked below if you want to check that out. Lots of videos, lots of stuff going on, and my streams recently have been for Broken Arrow. I'm very knowledgeable about that game, have hundreds of hours in it, and I'm trying to help new players get into it, especially if they're my friends, to get into the game and try and get them, you know, used to the decks, used to the units and stuff like that. So go check that out. We're very busy with that for as of right now as well. So go check that out. But on the stream sniping side of things, I digress. I'm going to be making a PvE account. I want to be able to go through the story. I've been playing since 2017. I've been waiting for the story. We had all those shenanigans with the nuke, and is it an EMP? Is it a nuke? Oh, it could be either. Oh, it's probably an EMP. Oh, he's lying. Blah, 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 blah. All this random stuff with the Tarkov universe that, unfortunately, I did not have a brain aneurysm and succumb to. So we're going to have to do the thing. We're going to have to play the story. I'm going to get stream sniped. I'm going to get cheaters that probably stream snipe me. So in order to avoid that, I am going to fold, and I am going to create a PvE account so that I can do the story. Everything that I do there is simply to just be able to progress and get the story done and do that side of things. But I love PvP. Those of you guys that have been watching me play Gray Zone, I've killed hundreds of players in that game. I really, really enjoy PvP. It plays differently than Gray Zone, of course, on the PvP side of things, but that's one of my main loves for this game in general, is fighting other players. So I'm going to be playing PvP. It's just going to be after I progress through the story and figure out what I can figure out and actually escape from Tarkov, even though technically, you know, IRL, I kind of have. I've got those other channels. I've got the stream. Hence the no videos. So we will see how this video does. Hopefully that's brought you guys up to date and, you know, maybe scratched your itch in terms of Nolan math, in terms of Nolan speculation, in terms of tinfoil hat clown guy stuff. But for real, honestly, let me know what you guys think, because again, the math ain't mathing. So we're going to have to see what they end up doing here. It's possible that one of these are the wipe, or it's possible that they end up delaying. Like that's genuinely possible, because I don't know where else this stuff fits, especially with, you know, stuff that's going to be happening around that time as well. So don't forget to use my Raid Shadow Legends link in the description, or scan my QR code to get insane bonuses for new players with 2 epic champions. Again, let me know what you guys think. If you guys are still here, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for watching this video. Click all the links on the screen to support what I do. Otherwise, I hope you have a nice day. See you guys.